Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Breakfast Buddies. Today we have Beth. Hi, Beth. How are you?
Hello. I'm good, thank you, Rachel. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
So, let's do our internal weather. So, for today, I feel quite. Ooh, I feel a bit like a cold chill. I didn't get much sleep, so it's a bit like I'm slowly getting there. But also I can see the clouds might be parting a bit, and I'll get a bit of sunshine coming through, and I'll feel a bit better within myself at least.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good.
What about yourself?
I'm feeling quite sunny today, actually. I was just looking outside thinking,
Ooh.
is the weather going to make my internal weather a bit different? So I'm feeling very sunny this morning.
Oh,
Woken up, ready to
fantastic.
go.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad one of us is.
I'll send you some of my sunshine. I'll push it your way.
Oh, yeah. It's quite funny, like, when I'm with my friend, her nickname for me is always Ray of Sunshine,
Oh, that's
which is
nice.
quite sweet, yeah. We've been talking about national holidays,
Yeah,
and I saw today that it is National Garden Day,
nice.
and I got a garden. I'm sure people with houses or flats with communal spaces have gardens and stuff. Um, but we also have a garden space at the yard, don't we, Beth?
We do. So on our, well, it's technically the first floor, isn't it? Up the stairs, and we've got a little kind of rooftop garden area. So at the moment we've got a load of pallets out there.
Mm-hmm.
The other week Jordan was putting them all together and making a bench out of them.
Oh, cool.
So now we've got like a pallet bench out there. We're probably gonna get some pillows for it, or even we might have to make a pillow because it's quite
Yeah.
long. So that's good. We're going to have a little plant pot in there where we're going to grow some stuff maybe, see how that goes. And it'll be just a nice area for when the weather is nicer and you need to get some outside space. So that's really nice.
Yeah.
Something that we also do at the yard is called guerrilla gardening. So this is like the social activism side of it. So I don't know whether you've seen before where people get shoes and they fill them with soil and put flowers on them. And it's like, yeah, and it's kind of like saying like take a step in someone else's shoes, walk in someone else's shoes for the day. And then we were leaving like positive little messages on them. So that's the kind of gardening things that we do. I mean, for me personally, I'm not, is it green thumbs or green fingers? I'm not sure. I haven't got
I don't know, green thumb.
green
I'm
thumb.
thinking about Sims when I play Sims 4 and I'm thinking green thumbs.
I'm not a gardener myself. Are you, Rachel?
No. So it sounds terrible, but I can't stand gardening. I think I would enjoy it a lot more if I had a smaller garden.
Yeah.
So if you like, my garden is probably every gardener's dream. I have lots of grass, lots of different plants, shrubbery, trees, and it's bigger than the size of my actual bungalow.
Oh
So
wow.
it's kind of like it's very overwhelming for me. So I have a gardener comes in and just trims it, does the job, good. But I do like the idea of having like a little vegetable garden. So the resident that was here before me, there is a vegetable garden patch in the corner, but I have no clue where to start, or anything like that. But it'll be quite interesting to see if I will get a bit of inspiration once the summer comes in again. And I'm like, you know what, let's get into it again. What about you?
I like the idea of planting flowers and things like that. Like I do enjoy, like I've been with grandparents before to go and look around a garden centre for them to buy stuff, and I'm like, oh, this is nice. And my grandma's always like, yeah, that's a so and so plant. I'm like, how do you know this? How do you know what everything is? And I love that. And it's like you say, having like that space to grow fruit and veg, I think that's really nice as well. It's like where I live, there's a couple of allotments.
Yeah.
I think that's nice. I love just seeing like people at their allotments growing stuff, even selling stuff. I know a lot of people in the village that I live in often grow stuff to then sell it.
Oh yeah, that's true. Especially, I think the big one, to me, you see like going down the street, you see people put it in their windows,
Yeah.
and it'll be like either aloe vera plant and spider plants are a big one because they breed so easily, don't they?
Yeah.
But yeah, I do like having plant pots around the house. I like having plants and greenery inside the house. And my mum thought I was a bit lame because one of the plants I love reminds me of the mandrake in Harry Potter. The thing where you pull out of the pot and it screams, shrieking.
Okay. See, I've never seen Harry Potter, so the Harry Potter reference is one of just to me. But yeah, I have seen that actually, the screaming plant.
Yeah, and it looks like that. And I'm also a fan of Drake, the artist. So I called it. His name is My Man Drake. And my mum's like, "You're so sad." I'm like, "I know, babe, my baby. I love him."
I really like cactuses and little things like that. Just that if you don't have to look after it that much, fine. Like with cactuses, I know it's like you don't need to water them often. Like you can literally shove them anywhere and they'll be all right. They're quite robust, aren't they, in that sense? But
oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, I thought that was quite interesting. Do we still have that little bird's nest as well?
there is. The little pigeons are still in our garden. So at the moment we're not moving anything because obviously you're not allowed to touch them. So we don't want to move stuff and then them to get injured or scared. So we're just kind of letting them. But they are, I think they're almost ready to like leave. So hopefully in the next few weeks they'll be gone and we can carry on with it.
I do think it's quite like when I first visited the yard, I was really surprised with the second story and then it had the garden, like the rooftop area. Because it blew my mind like, oh wait, we have an outdoor space. This is weird. Because like I'm not used to being in like 3-story building tall or 4 stories. No, 3 stories tall. But yeah. But yeah, I saw that was quite cool with National Gardening Day, and hopefully this year it might be really nice weather, nice summer vibes, and everyone will get their fingers dirty and actually do something.
Gardening is quite a therapeutic thing, isn't it? I think that's why a lot of people enjoy it. It's that moment to kind of relax, take time. I suppose it's quite a lot of repetitive action as well, isn't it? Having to dig and I don't know. It just seems. I wish I was interested in it. And maybe as I get older and like if I have my own house and with a garden, I feel like I might be more interested in doing some gardening.
Yeah, I think as well it's the fact that we all have our own things that we find therapeutic. So like I'm guessing with Sophia, she may find sewing and like all the craft things were very therapeutic. For me, puzzle games, so like playing Sudoku, is quite very therapeutic as well. And for most people, it'll be gardening because it is that repetitive thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I thought when you bought the thing yesterday about dreams and like talking about the different types of dreams, it got me looking around for things that like piqued my interest. And I love animals. I'm a big fan of animals. And I thought about a funny thing of the old phrase or saying is people who look like their pets. So, do you have any pets at all?
Yeah, so I've got a dog. I've got a black Labrador called Snoop.
And do people say you or any of your family members look like your dog?
It's funny actually. I've got a picture of my dad asleep on the sofa, and next to him is Snoop asleep on the sofa. And I'm pretty sure I sent that to my mum saying they say dogs are like their owners. So that's actually quite funny because, yeah, I don't know that they look alike, but they're like
No.
personalities in that they will sleep anywhere.
Yeah. I think it's the case as well. Like sometimes it's more about the personality.
Mhm.
Like they reflect who they hang around with a lot more.
Yeah, yeah. Do
So
you think they look like your dogs?
I think people said it a lot with my dog Poppy.
Yeah.
Growing up. I'll get Poppy. Poppy. Hello, baby.
She's like, "What are you doing, Mum? I was snoozing away."
Let me make you look pretty. There you go. There's your bandana. So,
Oh,
I mean, when I was younger, I had long brown hair, and she was pretty much my little sidekick. So, whenever I was around, like, she's right next to me.
oh.
But Aria, I think Aria is too gorgeous to look like me. She
Oh,
should be
never.
a modeling dog, I think. But with Buffy, like, we can both stick our tongue out and we'll look like twins. Yeah, little. But yeah, I found this article which made me laugh so much because sometimes people say they do, but it's not really working. But
Yeah.
these are like perfect. So let's see. Oh, it needs to be bigger. Let's zoom in a bit. So we got this gentleman.
That one's amazing. I think
know.
that is like, yeah, you are definitely alike.
It's
But then
the
is that just our brains being like we want them, like, are we forcing it for them to look alike? Is that what our brains are doing? It's like,
yeah, I think so. But like they both have the light blue eye,
yeah,
and it's also like the way they're looking.
yeah,
I'm
very
posing it quite
serious
cool.
facial expressions.
This one's one of my favorites. I like this one. These long faces.
Oh, it's amazing, really, isn't it? That people. It's like, do you think that when you're buying a pet, you're just attracted to things that not necessarily look like you, but personality traits that you share? Like, if you're a
Yeah,
younger person, you're going to choose that dog that's bouncing off the walls, and when you're like an older person, you might choose the dog that's a bit more quiet and
yeah,
perhaps older itself. I don't know. I don't know whether that's something that we do like without even realizing that we're doing it.
yeah. That was me with Aria because when I was looking for a puppy with Poppy, because she's not great with other. I would have loved to rescue a dog,
Yeah,
but she's not great with other dogs, so a puppy would have been an easier choice.
yeah,
That way she could like teach them what to do, how to be like a role model, and she'd feel more comfortable.
yeah.
The lady who described Aria was she's quite a demanding dog, and she also will have a go at you if you have a go at her. And I was like, yes, that's the one. I want that one.
Aww.
And it reminded me of the prince in Game of Thrones, Arya Stark, because
Yes.
everyone's telling her, you need to be a princess, da, da, da. And she's like, no, I don't want to be a princess. I want to be the one fighting in battles and learning how to sword fight.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And look at me now, occasionally pulling my hair out when she runs into the garden. Covered in paws, like mud's everywhere. I like this one. This one's quite good.
That is good. That dog has excellent hair.
Yeah, I'm jealous of the dog's hair. And these ones, aww.
It really is amazing, isn't it? It's like, do you choose dogs that look like you? Because for me, that is like, she's gone in and like, I have to have a poodle or like a cockapoo or whatever that dog is. I have to have something with curly hair.
Yeah,
Not
it
leaving.
really does. And it's like the same colour as well.
Exactly.
So like it's the same blonde.
That's funny.
I like that one. That one's good. Oh, and again, like with curly hair.
It's like the lady who cuts my hair. She's got really, really curly hair, and she used to have a Labradoodle, and they've got massive curly coats. It's like, did she choose that because of the coat, or?
Yeah,
It's crazy.
Maybe. Oh, I do think it's like without realizing you do that, don't you?
Mm.
Oh yeah, and again with the piercing power, and then
Oh, that's so cute.
it's like they got the same, like
Smile.
it's so adorable. I love it.
That's cute.
And then this one I love. You can tell she probably picked this
Yeah.
because it's like it's me.
Yeah.
So I love that one. That one's really sweet.
I like that because I think obviously you have quite a deep connection with pets anyway, but I think that choosing them because they look like you just adds another level of attachment, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's like you could even say like, "Have you seen my dog? It looks like me."
Yeah.
She'd run away from me. I like this one, like the wiry hair, and it's like it's long hair as well. And then this one's sweet. I like that.
Oh,
He's very sweet. You can tell they've probably like grown old
growing up together. Yeah. Bless.
And then this one's quite sweet. Same as like the brown hair as well.
Yeah.
If, without realizing, you're attracted to the ones that kind of look. Oh,
Again, like with the curly hair. I don't know whether it's. I don't know if we're just trying to like force it into like that they're looking like each other, or if they've actually gone and chosen.
It's really interesting, actually.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It really is.
That's a good one.
That's amazing.
I like that one actually. She's embracing her age as well. Oh, and again with the brown hair. Oh, but yeah, these made me laugh, and
They're great.
I thought it was quite a funny little story to like
really
share
great.
because I'm a big fan of animals, so anything like this makes me laugh. I also like the ones where you have the owners will put their dog down or cat and put a sign up, and the sign will say, "I'm in trouble because I did so and so," and the dog looks really guilty or something. But those make me laugh as well.
Oh, that's really good. And if you're watching us and you think you've got a pet that is your lookalike, please send us a picture. We would love to see those pictures. I think I'll have to find the picture of my dad sleeping to just show you, Rachel. It's quite funny.
Yeah, that would be cool actually. I do. It'll be interesting to see if people have things like. For a long time growing up, I had long time, 2 years. I had a hamster, and I naturally picked out the one that was like brown and like it was mostly brown but very fluffy. And then someone would say like, "You look like the hamster." I went, maybe the hamster looked like me, but okay. But like maybe it's other animals as well. Like it could be a rodent of some sort, like a chinchilla, guinea pig, or maybe it could be bizarre, but a snake maybe looks like you.
Yeah.
Share whatever pets you have, and if people say that you look like them as well, because I'll happily be looking at all the pictures of them. But yeah, what have you got for us today, Beth?
Oh, something that I saw that was quite exciting for me because this was my childhood basically. So Tracy Beaker star Danny Harmer. I don't know whether you watched Tracy Beaker, Rachel.
Oh, yeah.
It was growing up. Tracy Beaker was one of my favorite TV shows to watch. I'm sure my mum would disagree because she probably thinks I learned some quite bad language and attitude from Tracy Beaker. But so she's actually making a performing arts school in Raunds. So not too far away from us, is it, in Northampton? So yeah, a much loved star of children's TV has chosen to bring her performing arts school to Raunds, the Danny Harmer Academy. I think she's an actress, dancer, and singer. And I think for me, performing arts is always going to be something that I'm a really strong advocate for. Because I think it just allows not even just young people, but also adults to develop a really specific skill set that perhaps they haven't got through school. Like I think for drama, there's always like that public speaking element of it and having the confidence to stand up and speak in front of an audience, I think that just is a great thing for everyone to have.
Definitely.
Exactly. So
I do think it is something that should be available for adults as well, because you do find that most adults may feel like they can't really speak up, or like they're worried about speaking up because of being shut down or whatever. And it's important to be able to have the confidence to do so, regardless of what you get back.
Yeah, even here it says the Danny Harmer Academy is for children and young adults who want to develop their skills in performing arts, or those who are just shy and looking to gain confidence and life skills. And I think it's that confidence is the big thing, isn't it? I think for a lot of young people, especially after the pandemic, their confidence has been knocked, and it's going to take a while for them to build that back up. And I think, for me, I just love performing arts anyway. I'm a bit of a theatre lover anyway, so.
Did you ever watch Glee then?
I did, yeah, I did. Yeah, I'm very much a theatre lover.
Yeah.
Love a musical. I just thought that was really nice. So when does it state? So each week students will take singing, dancing and drama classes that are suitable for children aged 5 and upwards, and will run every Saturday from 10 till 1:30.
Oh, wow.
Does it say when? Oh, here we go. We'll be at the opening of the academy on the 23rd of April at Mansfield School College in Worms.
Oh, wow. So he'll actually be there as well. That'd be great.
Oh, yeah. So free trial days are on offer, followed by pay-as-you-go classes with no termly upfront fees, which I think is really good as well, because a lot of these schools, you pay a flat fee for like the month, and if you can't go, it's like your money's just gone, isn't it? So I think pay-as-you-go is a really good way to do that as well, because not everyone will have an interest in singing, or so then being able to pick and choose which you attend is really good. So definitely think it's worth getting children and young people involved in this kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Develop those skills.
It's like I'm really glad about the pay-as-you-go thing, because it's I remember wanting to do dance classes, but you had to do upfront cost of so many weeks.
Yeah.
And I was probably about 3 weeks in and dislocated my knee, because that's my joints for you. And I was like, I can't really do it anymore. Thankfully, they gave me a refund of like the rest of the week, but not everyone probably would be able to get away with that or afford that in the first place. But it does cost a lot of money when you first sign up, and you're like, how much? I can't do this.
Yeah, that's like with a lot of things though, isn't it? Like gymnastics and swimming lessons and everything like that. I think it comes at quite a high price.
Yeah.
Parents.
That's really interesting though. What other shows did you used to watch when you were younger?
I didn't, to be honest, I didn't watch a lot of TV. It wasn't my kind of thing. It was only when I was probably starting like primary school that I really got into watching TV. Like Tracy Beaker was my thing. Like they used to do magazines, like monthly subscription magazines, and you used to get like little gifts in them. And I do remember subscribing to that, which was amazing for me. I loved that.
That's cool.
What else I used to watch? I can't think. I know there were things that I can't think of anything. What did I like?
Well, I remember watching like religiously Art Attack.
Yeah.
I used to love Art Attack. I used to love I think it was Raven.
Yeah, Raven. Raven was good.
And Crystal Maze. I used to love anything to do with like obstacle courses. And for like actual TV shows, it was mostly cartoon and Disney. But the people acting for Disney, it was Lizzie McGuire and That's So Raven for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's so nostalgic, isn't it? Thinking about the TV shows that I used to watch, and crazy.
It does make me feel old though, that now in Disney you got Raven Simone, who was a teenager when I was growing up, is now a mother figure.
Yeah.
Another TV show, and I'm like, I can't handle it.
Well, that's the same with like Tracy Beaker, because she then, like, after Tracy Beaker, it was Dumping Ground, and then she went back and worked there in the show, and it's kind of, it blows your mind a bit, doesn't it, that you grow up with these characters. But I thought that was really good. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. I got a story which I thought was quite interesting. So, do you watch Doctor Who at all?
I used to, but I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm a die-hard Doctor Who fan. Like, I haven't watched the most recent one. Is it Jodie Whittaker?
Pardon?
Jodie Whittaker, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
I haven't watched her one.
No, nor have I. So I've never really been a Doctor Who fan, but I did see this article and I thought it was quite interesting. So they're going to be doing a podcast spin-off series, which focuses around which is more of a female and LGBTQ plus focus type story than like the main Doctor Who TV series. And it goes about the lady who is running this is also LGBTQ, they're transgender, and they wanted to do a story that they kind of imagined themselves growing up, like when they were struggling with all the hardships of dealing with being transgender, identifying it and accepting it and everything. They have this little alternate reality, like when they go off, when you just dream, and they dream about a weird alien, time traveling alien coming down in a blue box, whisking them away from reality and all things difficult in life.
I think that's quite nice, isn't it? Especially after the whole recent thing with the conversion therapy that the government left out of their, was it a bill that they were putting through? I can't remember, but we were speaking about it last week, wasn't it? Yeah, that must be a nice thing for people to read, that they're having that representation, especially after the conversion therapy thing that happened last week.
Exactly. And I think it's really nice to see that with this podcast series, this series is mostly female and also a mixture of transgender, so male to female. So it's really nice to see that as well, because it's probably reassures them that there's a safe space where they're working when they're surrounded by women within themselves. And I just thought it was really cool about the idea of doing a podcast spin-off series, because I love listening to podcasts, and I just thought, this might be something that I might actually enjoy and maybe start listening to, so I kind of understand the Doctor Who universe at least. But I don't know if people are going to be like, the die-hard Doctor Who fans, like, no, it's not the same, there. Right, but if it's a good story, it's going to be a good story regardless.
Yeah.
But it reminded me, we set up a podcast thing.
Yeah, we're going to do some podcast stuff. So we're going to be doing what we've called Yard Talks. So we're going to be making a podcast and hopefully a bit of a magazine as well to run alongside the podcasts.
Yeah.
We're going to be starting that soon, hopefully. I don't think we've got any topics as of yet, but we're going to let young people decide what they want to share their stories with, and hopefully we'll get a group of people who are really interested in creating something like that. Because for me, it's not something that I've ever been involved with before, and to be honest, I don't really listen to podcasts. It's not something that's, I think I should, because they sound great. I mean, Sophia's always talking to us about podcasts she listens to, and I think sometimes it's nice to not be watching but just listening. So yeah, that'll be really good when we get that going, get some stories shared, and we'll be able to share that with everyone.
Yeah, definitely. I do like having like a podcast in the background, because when you live on your own, it kind of like it can be very quiet.
Yeah.
And growing up with 4 siblings, I'm used to noise, I'm used to loud, chaotic energy. So I would put on one of my favourite ones is My Favourite Murder. So it's 2 women sitting together and fans and audience members send in little funny horror stories or things that they've experienced and stuff like that. And they just discuss it and they have a good old like chinwag, laugh, natter, and then other times they'll come in with like a cold case that they found ages ago and they're like, ooh, let's go delve into this and try and work out what's going on here. So I like anything to do with like murder mysteries and like kind of like not really conspiracy theories, but more who done it, like could it be this and that and stuff. So I do like that feeling of having someone else in the house and it feels like you got company at least.
Yeah.
Makes me sound really lonely. Not that.
Oh, no, not at all. I think everyone has their thing that they like to listen to, don't they? Like people will put music on or they'll just have the TV on in the background, you know. But then also some people like it when it's silent in their house. If they've got a busy day or they just want that time to be like, no, nothing on, just silence, then I think each to their own, isn't it?
So with the Yard Talk, who would be able to, like, if they wanted to show interest, who would be be able to take part in it, let's say?
Yeah, so this is a project we're running for young people. So we're aiming for between 12 and 18 years old. We're going to have a website up soon, hopefully, where you can show your interest by signing up to the session and filling out one of our membership forms. So hopefully that will be up very soon, but keep an eye out on the website for that when it goes.
That's fantastic. Ooh, that'd be really good because it will give younger people, especially in Northampton, a voice to say what they feel. And it also, I think it's also a great opportunity to help them with getting work as well because it shows that they're not afraid to speak out. They're not afraid to like voice their opinions, and also it's also very admirable to have someone be able to have the confidence to say, this is how I feel. And maybe we should do this instead. And it's great communication skills as well. Learning how to wait and pause and listen.
Especially if they're doing like interviews, it's not something that they probably have ever done before. So being able to come up with questions that aren't like close-ended so that people just say that yes or no answers, but being able to develop, like you said, that conversational thing that perhaps they haven't experienced before. But it should be really good and I'm looking forward to getting that started. So
yeah, that's fantastic. So what have you got anything else for
us? Something that fits quite nicely with why we do Breakfast Buddies actually. I was looking on Northampton Chronicle and Echo this morning, and it says that half of Brits want to feel more connected to their local community. So a poll of 2,000 adults found 36% actually feel their levels of loneliness have increased since the lockdowns ended. As a result, 73% recognise a strong sense of community is important for their well-being. And I think that just summarises entirely why we do Breakfast Buddies and what Breakfast Buddies is there for. It's to build those connections with Northampton community and within the town centre. Obviously, it'll be a lot easier when we're back in the building so people can see us in the flesh, come and have a chat with us, have a cup of tea, maybe some toast. Rachel's up for making some toast.
Yeah. Toast, crumpets, whatever. We'll do whatever.
So yeah, I think that just kind of reinforces why we do these Breakfast Buddy sessions, and I think it's just kind of a bit of a like, hello, we're here, come see us in the town centre when we're back open. But definitely also while we're doing this online, it says, in fact, many stated visiting a coffee shop, playing games and catching up with friends or relatives are some of the way people feel more connected to those around them.
Definitely.
Again, I think that's the way that we're doing things, isn't it? And it is.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going to be feeling lonely, and I know the pandemic has had a really detrimental impact on a lot of people.
Yeah.
So it would be really great to see people in the real world, hopefully, for Breakfast Buddies sessions when they're up and running again.
It would be nice to actually have that again. I agree, because it's when I got out, well, when the pandemic lockdown eased up a little bit, let's say, I found it really hard to socialize because I developed really bad anxiety. I was quite claustrophobic. I didn't like big crowds. It was just something about it was very difficult for me. But when I first started and was taking part as a visitor, let's say, like a member of the community, to be part of Breakfast Buddies, it was really nice to have someone to sit down with, have a conversation, tell them about your worries, your stress, because even just voicing what you're worried about or what your concerns are, just being able to say it out loud makes it a lot easier. Like, you don't have to be like a therapist, but we do have therapy available at the yard. It's just a case of it's nice to be able to just let it out, say how you're feeling. Sometimes you just need to go cry. Sometimes you just need to be like, oh, I've had a really tough week. And we'll just sit there and be like, all right, that's fine. Or we can offer help in some way. So, and we also offer cups of tea and coffee and toast. That makes it a bit easier when you're having a tough time. That definitely helped me, having a nice cup of tea every now and then, just to calm down. So, yeah, I do like that. I do believe that having a community be more supportive of each other would make Northampton a lot more of a not safe, but more of like inclusive situation.
Yeah, I think as well it would make it a lot more connected, wouldn't it? I think it feels like, because it is such a big area and it's quite sparse, it would make a lot of people feel like they're actually involved and they're part of this community. And that's just something that we're trying to push forwards through our Breakfast Buddies session. So I just thought that was something quite, not nice, but awareness to share with you all. So.
But it's also a thing, like we've also had people form friendships out of Breakfast Buddies as well. So you never know, you might even make a friend from just coming here and finding out that, yes, you're both maybe lonely or just finding it hard to talk to people, just need someone to vent to, whatever. But you might find out that you've got things in common, and it will transition to spending time together outside. And we want that as well. We want people to feel like they can be connected in any shape or form, which is I have one more story. It's a video, and it's about drones being able to rescue mountain lost climbers. So I thought it was really fun looking at this, because I was blown away with how quick. I'm going to skip most of it because it's mostly just a bit of, say, here. So drone technology used in Clare's rescue has developed since then. So some drone was used to rescue someone, but the next bit is demonstrating how it all works, and I was quite surprised by this.
Track forward. Really good view of that crag now. The capability's sort of awesome. Just being able to pop a drone out of a bag put it on the hill. We could clear an area that might take a few hours on foot. We can clean that sometimes within 5-10 minutes. Yeah, and then we can move, so we don't have to commit people onto the hill where they can be better used elsewhere.
Okay, so we're going to hide a phone here to replicate someone missing on the hillside who'd have a mobile phone with them. So I think this place here would be a good spot to hide our phone, and we'll see if the team can locate it.
I'm getting a nice strong reading off in this direction here, exactly this direction up here.
They've located the phone in this area, so they're now using the drone to search this area for that phone. And they can also speak to us as well, because this drone has a speaker on it, loudspeaker.
This is Lochaber Mountain Rescue Team. We have located you. Please stay where you are. Help will be with you shortly.
For us, we're going to predominantly use this as part of our avalanche tools. So not everybody uses an avalanche transceiver, for instance, but everybody has a mobile phone. So this will help us locate those people who are buried. Every avalanche incident is extremely time critical for the person. So they could have sustained very serious injuries during the avalanche, or they could be buried and losing air, basically. So we need to get there as fast as we can.
Isn't that cool?
Incredible. That's
I'm
amazing.
mind
Because it's
blown.
like you said, if you're unconscious but you've got your phone on you, they'll still be able to find you. I think that's amazing.
And the fact
Technology
that
is crazy, isn't it?
it's like he said about 2 to 4 hours of search and rescue
Yeah.
is already like eliminated just from a drone for about 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah. That's
And
amazing.
that to me is mind blowing, and I love that. I
Yeah.
love anything to do with technology where it's like, yeah, this is how things should be done. This
Yeah.
makes more sense.
Yeah. That's
But I
incredible.
did like the idea of using the mobile phone, the tracker, being able to like see where it is as well.
Yeah. Amazing.
But imagine this with obviously with like search and rescue team for
Yeah.
like missing people. Like maybe we do get a lot of things where maybe kids didn't come home from school or like
Yeah.
whatever. So being
Yeah.
able to send out a drone and then in a certain area where they were last seen
Yeah.
is amazing. Like I just love that idea.
Yeah, it's a really great idea. Really
I love
amazing.
technology. But yeah, have you got anything else? Or
I don't. That is everything I had today.
oh, fantastic! I get that. Yeah. So, thank you so much for popping by, everyone. So even though we are shut online, we are always open. We have Friday. We have Jasmine's story giver class.
Yeah.
And then on the Monday, we have Beth's story.
We're doing the last wish.
That's it, the last wish.
It's because you want to call it Witcher, don't you? Every
Yeah.
time I'm reading it, it's because I've watched The Witcher, and when I'm reading it, I'm like, we're going to reread in not The Witcher, The Last Wish.
Yeah, I was like, I know I got it right. I've got it in my head. I remember. And then, as always, we have Steve Online Gaming as well. But yes, leave your comments below with what we spoke about today. And we, as always, we'll always be communicating with you through social media. Again, thank you so much for joining me today, Beth.
Thank you.
And I will see you next week.
Tuesday.
Yes, next Tuesday.
See you Tuesday.
Bye.
Good day, everyone. See you later.